Namaskar, everyone.
आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपना आप. थैंक यू. नमस्कार जी.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार जी. नमस्कार. गुरुदेव नमस्कार. आप. Thank you for coming here. Thank you so much. Shivji, would you like to?
I warmly welcome Mrs. Jyoti Mayal. I warmly welcome Mrs. Jyoti Mayal and all our esteemed panelists in this live interaction with Gurudev. Mrs. Jyoti Mayal is currently the president of TAI, namely the Travel Agent Associations of India, which is the premier, nodal, and largest travel trade association in India with a current membership of 2,700 plus members. She is also a director since 1980 of the New Airways Travels, Delhi, one of the leading travel agencies in the country and highly accredited by the airlines. She has won many awards, which includes the Best Professional Award of the year 2010 and 2016 by the Pacific Asia, and the most influential person in the industry by NDTV Profit and OTM in 2014 and 2017. It's also happened to be her birthday today. I request Mrs. Jyoti to take us forward in this live interaction with Gurudev. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Namaskar again. It is indeed a pleasure and a blessing to be having a conversation with His Holiness Pujya Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji. Thank you. Welcome, Gurudev. This year so far has been a very challenging year, but with the divine blessings received from you, Gurudev ji, for not only myself on this auspicious day of my birthday, which Shivji said, but also for all the entire trade and the TAI members, we are sure the motivation is going to be a great help for us to be positive in life. Thank you, Gurudev ji, for accepting our request to guide us through these very, very difficult times of COVID-19. TAI, as Shiv said, is a very oldest nodal body established in 1951. And we have travel agents and travel consultants from all doing a lot of different avenues of business. And COVID-19 has impacted our travel and tourism. We have witnessed a lifetime change, not only, and we are very unsure how the future is going to be. The closure of airspace, change in lifestyle, the quarantine, the containment being our new normal, today is very, very difficult. Technology is playing a very vital role, and that's how we see Gurudev ji, you here with us, and being able to chat with you, to talk to you and take your guidance. And to have that, we've actually lost out on face-to-face, and it's diminishing the interaction with our members, the entire world. We have been following your philosophy, Gurudev ji, and especially me, I've been really following you all the time. And I've seen you say very simply, and I've heard you speak very simply about the ways of life, your advices, your interpretation of life, peace, sustainability, empowerment, and much, much more. You are a avid traveler. I've seen you, I've known that you travel so much. You know, you travel literally 30 countries in a year, which I think is incomparable to any other traveler. And Gurudev ji, please share your thoughts today with us, because I do not want to take the whole dais to speak, and I can say so much about you, and I think my whole day will go just speaking about you, which you have so much to, tell people about your life you've lived and everything. But today, Gurudev ji, we would like you to share your thoughts on how you really perceive is our future going to be in this industry, and how you think it has to change. What do we need to really take care of in empowering ourselves and also our families, and also how we survive, and how we can actually motivate our employees who are losing jobs, and how we have to get away from this struggle, because travel and tourism revival is going to take a very, very long time. Please guide us with your valuable insights, and how we can really, as the tagline says, hit the reset and travel inwards. Thank you, Gurudev, for again coming in.
Wonderful being with you all. You had to wait a little more because I was caught on another call with about 38 countries. So I was little bit delayed from that conversation I had. So anyway, Jyoti Mayal ji, आपको जन्मदिन की बहुत बहुत बधाई. Happy birthday to you. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, may you be very healthy and continue to serve the nation and people. And I wish that our travel and tourism industry really get back on track. I'm sure it will happen. See, India is a destination. It's not just a tourist destination, it is a spiritual destination. From our organization alone, you would imagine from India, nearly 2,000 of our teachers, art of living teachers, swamis, they keep traveling almost every week. Just imagine, every fourth day, fifth day, our teachers travel from one place to another place. This is, I'm talking about just the urban teachers and our swamis who travel abroad. Even myself, this is the longest I have stayed in Bangalore for last 4 months. You know, I had this intuition right in February. I just called up my American people every day and say, I'm not coming this year, in January itself. So my program was all scheduled in North America, in Europe, in South America. So I just felt I need to cancel them all. So I cancelled all the programs, public programs. Well, this year has been a really shaky year for all business and industry. उसमें भी travel and tourism, hotel industry are the worst hit. वो तो आप तो जानते हैं. बट ये बहुत दिन ऐसे कंटिन्यू नहीं होने वाला है. वी विल कम बैक. जब वापस हम आते हैं, बड़ा इश्यू ये होगी. बिगेस्ट इश्यू विल बी मेंटल हेल्थ. There will be fear and anxiety for people sitting in the plane, getting out of the plane, to get into the plane, get into the train. किसी होटल में जाने से पहले 2 बार लोग सोचेंगे, अरे भाई यहाँ कोई इन्फेक्शन तो नहीं हो जाएगा. इस तरह का भय, मानसिक तनाव और भय बना रहेगा. जब ऐसा भय होता है, then when there is fear, people cannot enjoy their holidays. They cannot just go into any restaurant, they cannot travel easily, they cannot sit in the car. ये already है. Already this has taken a big toll on the mind of people. इसको हमें ठीक करना है. उसके लिए हम कई तरह का उपाय बताते आ रहे हैं. एक तो योगा and meditation. It has proved to improve or increase your immune system by 5 times. योगा एंड प्राणायाम करने से, मेडिटेशन करने से हमारा इम्यूनिटी बढ़ जाता है. तो इम्यूनिटी बढ़ जाता है तो कोई डर नहीं लगता है किसी इन्फेक्शन की. जब हमारा इम्यूनिटी लो होता है तो लोगों को डर अधिक होता है. तो ये बहुत आवश्यक है इम्यून सिस्टम को बूस्ट करना और रिलैक्स स्टेट ऑफ माइंड रखना. आप देखिए, in Lufthansa, for the first time, when few people from the Lufthansa, they did meditation with us in Germany. Later on, they went and they told the company we should put a channel for meditation in our flights. So since then, since last 20 years or so, they have put a channel to relax in the planes. बाद में आई थिंक मे बी वी हैव ऑल्सो कॉपीड इट इन इंडिया ऑल्सो. इट हैज कम लेटर. पहले तो हम लोग हिंदुस्तान में वो कहते थे हमें सेक्युलर है तो ये सब नहीं चाहिए हमें, ये तो पुरानी बात है. मगर बाद में जब विदेश में इसका मोल मिलता है तब हम उसको लेना शुरू कर देते हैं. तो मेडिटेशन एंड ब्रीदिंग योगा विल डेफिनेटली बूस्ट. Second is food habits. What type of food people consume. I have been in the committee of Amarnath Yatra There we had hired a nutrition expert and said, you know, the mortality rate, I mean, people who would go there, in lakhs they would go, but there were 3-figure mortality rate. Means 100, 200, 150, 125 लोग तो मरते ही थे. और जब से हमने उस पर ये इंट्रोड्यूस किया, क्या खाना चाहिए उनको अमरनाथ में ऊपर जाने के लिए, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट दे शुड ईट, the rate mortality, one of the reason the mortality came to single digit. 7-8 लोग ही मरते रहे बाद में. कहाँ 120, 111, 110 लोग मरते थे, वो उतर करके सिर्फ सिंगल डिजिट 4, 5, 6, 7, वो भी कुछ फिजिकल कंडीशन के वजह से मरते थे. तो हम वहाँ पर उनको कैसा चलना चाहिए, कैसे भोजन कैसा लेना चाहिए, क्या खाना चाहिए, ये सब थोड़ा भी हम बताते थे. हाई आल्टीट्यूड में बहुत खा के जाएंगे, कोई तो वहाँ दम घुटने लगता है फिर. You know, people would feel suffocated, especially it doesn't digest properly. ये सब होता था. तो मैं कहने की मतलब ये है कि हमें भी एयरलाइंस में, होटल्स में हेल्दी फूड का भी एक चीज़ हमको इंट्रोड्यूस करना होगा. सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग को भी कुछ समय के लिए हमें इंट्रोड्यूस करना होगा. वायबिलिटी इससे कम हो सकती है, हमें इंडस्ट्री में तकलीफ हो सकती है. Like if you have to leave away one chair in between every seat, it may not be very viable.
Absolutely.
May not be very viable.
जी.
But इसके लिए we should talk to the government and ask them for some package, some helping hand. Governments around the world are helping out this industry which is sinking. So for this, as Thai, you must come and give a solid proposal to the government. Look, we are ready to plunge, but we need these help. And then you also must speak to general public ki how your agency will take care of their, will cares for them, your agency will care for them. ये भी एक साइकोलॉजिकल होता है. हमारे एजेंसी, हमारा ट्रैवल एजेंसी will care for you. You cannot promise them you will take care of them, you will get into legal trouble, but you can say we care for you and we care for your safety. So you can provide a list of do's and don'ts to people. Please carry a sanitizer with you, and we will sanitize our airlines, our hotels, all that to your needs. ये भी सब थोड़ा सा उनको एक एजुकेशन भी चाहिए. और रहा हम लोगों का काम, धार्मिक क्षेत्र में जो लोग हम हैं, हमको लोगों को कहना पड़ेगा तुम डरो मत. तुम लोग अभी देखिए, कल ही आज ही ये डिसीजन हुआ, जगन्नाथ की रथ यात्रा होगी पुरी में. अब 300 साल से चल रहा है, इस साल में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसको बंद कर दी थी. फिर अभी लॉयर्स ने सब अपील किया, गवर्नमेंट में अपील किया, हम लोगों ने अपील किया, तो अभी उस यात्रा के लिए परमिशन मिल गया. तो यात्रा में सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग के साथ करना है, ये तय हो गया. तो the government is also cooperating. They say, okay, we will make sure people are going to keep social distancing and Rath Yatra will be conducted. Others who are all in the hotels, they should stay in the hotel and watch, not come in the street. ये सब guidelines मिली है. So until and unless we find a solution for this disease, कोई वैक्सीन और कोई दवा वो तो आ जाएगी. शीघ्र आयुर्वेद से भी काम हो रहा है, इसके लिए एलोपैथी भी काम कर रही. You can be assured in next 2 months time there will be some result that will come which would give confidence in people to go on travel. आप travel देखिए, वैसे mortality rate is so low, it's only 3% with COVID, 3.5%. इससे ज़्यादा है कॉलरा, इससे ज़्यादा है निमोनिया एंड अदर मलेरिया। बट डरते क्यों हैं इस बात से? बिकॉज देर इज नो मेडिसिन अवेलेबल। Even doctors are worried, patients are worried because there is no medicine. Once a medicine is found, you will find that you will see that people's confidence in travel. अरे एक गोली खा लेंगे तो ठीक हो जाएगा। जब ऐसा होने लगता है तो ये डर एक कोरोना के बारे में खत्म हो जाएगा। तो तब तक हमें इस पे काम करना आवश्यक है। या
जी। Thank you so much, Gurudev ji, for sharing your very valuable thoughts on actually how we have to re-hit the button and look in travel inwards. We have very guest speakers, and speakers who are also the Thai office bearers and others who would love to ask you some questions. We have with us the uh, we have the Thai Vice President, Mr. Jay Bhatia. We have the Honorary Secretary General, Lokesh Bhattaiah, Sri Ram Patel, our Honorary Treasurer. We have Rupinder Barar from Ministry of Tourism, and we have other travel trade members who are Naveen Kundu, Meena Bhatia, Shima Vora, Prashant Pitti, and Vasudha Sondi. But I would like to invite them to ask questions to you, and I'm going to ask them to ask specific questions related what they would like, they have in mind. So thank you, Gurudev ji, once again for being highly comforting words, which you actually told all listening that what we really need. One thing I like to say, the government, we have been really pressurizing them. Maybe we need your intervention there also, so that you've been doing peace talks with all other countries. I think in our own country, on the lighter side, you need to intervene for us with the government to get a lot of things which we are wanting to do. But yes, now I'll request Rupinder Barar, who is Additional Director General, Ministry of Tourism, and who would like to share. They have been doing a lot of interactions with us, and I like her to come forward and ask her question specifically to you. Thank you. Rupinder, could you please come in?
Namaskar, Gurudev.
नमस्कार।
First, I would like to just say that it's indeed such a privilege to be on the web stage with you. And we can perhaps thank COVID for that, because it's actually allowing us to interact with you. It's hard to otherwise, be on the same stage with you. But talking about technology, Gurudev, one of the concerns I would say that I have been feeling both as an individual and as somebody who works in the ministry is that while the pandemic is unprecedented, and while we are needing to do social distancing, and we are also using technology in a big way to connect with everyone, and also creating a lot of virtual experiences. So indeed, technology's potential is tremendous. However, one is also hearing voices from a lot of organizations where they're saying, okay, this could be a great opportunity to use technology even when COVID is not with us. Do you think that we run the risk as a civilization to adopt technology and taking everything in the virtual space, because it will lead to a lot of savings? It saves travel cost, it saves hotel cost, it saves sustainability in terms of fuels, etc., etc. Do we also then have a fear of creating somewhere a remote and a cold society? Because experiences, Gurudev, even though we are feeling your presence right now, but sitting with you will be an entirely different experience. But do we run that risk as a society that we might be prioritizing bottom lines beyond what we should as human society? Just your wisdom and your guidance on that.
See, technology has been a boon, especially in the COVID time. Because of the fear of the disease, people have stopped traveling. Last year and year before, travel has not reduced. Technology has been there for the past 7-8 years, maybe even more. Zoom calls were there even before, right? The travel industry took a big hit only now after the COVID thing has come. But I don't think that will be an issue. I think tourism and tourism is something that people are so fond of. Yes, for business calls, people may like to do it through Zooms, and I mean, this is something. But even here, I would say, once we have a vaccine for this disease, you will see that people are so fond of traveling. वो तो continue होगा ही. So we don't need to
Thank
worry
you, Gurudev.
about it.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Gurudev. I think we need people like you to remind everybody that there is nothing like human to human contact, and virtual is only a substitution.
करेक्ट करेक्ट. देखिए फेस टाइम पे लोग बात करते हैं, फिर भी फेस टाइम से तो खुश नहीं होते ना, फिर अपना फैमिली से मिलने चले ही जाते हैं. पीपल एनी वे गो, दैट इज देयर. वन थिंग इज सी, a small country like Greece has 11 million people, tourists every year. 11 million. छोटा सा देश है. हमारे देश में इतने तो नहीं आ रहे हैं ट्रैवल. आ रहे हैं क्या? इतने तो नहीं आ रहे. We should aim, because we have much more to offer than Greece to the world. So थोड़ा सा हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा हो जाए, लोगों को ठहरने के लिए होटल वगैरह अच्छे हो जाएं टूरिस्ट स्पॉट्स में. I think we have tremendous potential. There is medical tourism. People would like to come to India, take medical treatments. Spiritual tourism. हमारे यहाँ आश्रम में हर साल कुछ नहीं है तो 5,000 लोग तो बाहर से आते ही हैं, विदेश से, नवरात्रों में, शिवरात्रों में, सब में, फेस्टिवल्स में. So spiritual tourism is also something. And then of course technology. India is also for progress. Yeah. Next.
Thank you so much, Gurudev ji. I'll keep the questions short because I know we have limitations of time and you have to be another place also. So I will now request Naveen Kundu, who's the Managing Director of Ebix Cash India. His huge business portfolio and his difficult definition of life and business right now. I would request Naveen to come online. Come, Naveen.
First of all, I'm quite overwhelmed. Gurudev, I could never ever imagine in my life that I'll have a one-on-one with you. How noble your thoughts are, and I just heard you speak so positively about the tourism industry. Gives us a great relief that travel is going to come back sooner, as soon as sort of things fall in place. Gurudev, my question is, in the power of inclusiveness, what really is the power of inclusiveness first? Then there is a learning phase in life that I feel, it's my personal opinion. There's a learning phase in life as you start growing up. There's an experience phase, and then there is a wisdom phase. Now, some people, this is debatable, some people can have wisdom in, people can define wisdom differently. Where and when does the contentment come in? And what does contentment really mean? And how do we define contentment? I'm looking forward to this answer because I think I'm struggling there.
Well, when you have your food, when you have a square meal, and if they bring one more serving, what would you say?
Well, if I like it, I might probably have
it. You say, no, I'm full. I can't take any more, right? And so similarly, you had a nice, good sleep, 6 hours, 8 hours, you had a good sleep. Then someone says, would you want to rest more? What you would say? No, I'm content. So whenever you have done something and you feel, yeah, that's it, I did it to my maximum, the contentment automatically comes. In life, this is how it comes, When you see life from a bigger picture, I have done enough. Sometimes you feel that way, right? Now, contentment is not it's not in opposition with your creativity or working forward. Contentment is not just complacency. Often we think being complacent is contentment. No. And frustration is not the motivation factor. Frustration is not the motivating factor. If that is the case, Afghanistan would have been the most creative place on earth. So हमें काम भी करते रहना चाहिए. We should work and we should feel content every day, and meditation will bring you that contentment.
Thank you. Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your lovely words, actually, to see how content we can be. Next, we have Sriram Patel, who is the Honorary Treasurer of the Travel Agents Association of India. He's the office bearer who's in continuous dialogue with all our members. Sriram, would you like to please
Yeah,
come in?
yeah. Namaskar, Gurudev ji. My question is very simple to you. The world is poised at a juncture where it needs new direction, change of perspective. How would you guide us to go about achieving that, Gurudev ji?
Just remember, this is a war zone. We are in a war zone. After war, you had to build everything up new. How Germany came up. They didn't sit and cry. They didn't ask someone's help. After the World War II, when everything was in shambles, people got together, they built it up. And in a short span, within 10 years, they became one of the top powers of Europe. So we must think this is a challenge we have, and this is not the time for competition, this is the time for cooperation. Let's all work together and build it up. If we go with this spirit, then we'll be able to achieve great result.
Thank you.
I think this is the mantra. Usually, if everything was normal, there will be cutthroat competition. One would like to be better than the other. But now is not the time for competition within us. We have to cooperate with each other and live and let live. Yeah. Next.
Thank you, Gurudev. Yes, you're very right, and you can't be, you can only motivate us a lot. That's what we are here for. I would now request Meena Bhatia, who's the Vice President and GM of Hotel Meridian. Hospitality plays a very good role in India. Atiti Deva Bhava is our tagline. Meena, could you please come in?
Thank you. Pujya Gurudev, it is a real pleasure, immense pleasure, and a moment of my life to be sharing this virtual stage with you. Gurudev ji, I speak to you as a hotelier and a hospitality professional. The hospitality that we have learned, loved, and lived from so many years, based on the age old tradition of India of believing in Atiti Dev Bhav. We have always taught our people to welcome guests with a gracious smile, to create personalized service experience for them, to be, nurture relationships, to build loyalty of the guests. But I fear, Gurudev ji, that post-pandemic, our services will be lost behind masks. They will be measured by the social distances, and technology will take over that distinction and the character that we want to build for ourselves. How do you think we can bring the spirit and soul of hospitality into our services once again?
Yeah, hospitality will have more challenges because we have to train people to the new normals. We have to have a big training for them, and also many people may not even want to come and work. We have to motivate them to come to work. We have to eliminate the fear that they may have in their minds. So it is a complex situation. So that's why I feel that we need to send positive messages. Every day if people keep hearing everything is going bad and bad and bad, they start getting depressed. So mental health, mental state is very, very important, especially in hospitality. One is it creates alertness for people to be alert. Second is people in the hospitality, if they are not happy, nobody will be happy being there. So that happiness we need to create in them. So we need to, again here meditation and yoga will all help the people. It will boost the self-confidence in people. Life can do a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Gurudev ji. That's very good messaging for me and my other hotelier colleagues that we need to remain positive and create positivity and practice spirituality and follow your blessings. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev ji. Appreciate the guiding light and invaluable guidance. Our next speaker is Ms. Shima Vora. She's got a vast experience in marketing, and she also represents you, Brand USA, and other countries in India. Shima, could you please come in?
Namaskar, Guruji. This is such an honor and a pleasure. But I have to say, it's not the same like seeing you directly. So I do agree with what you said. Hopefully, travel will come back. My question is fairly simple and might be similar to kind of what Meena just said, but it's like, I think in travel and tourism, it's been one of the most, a lot of disruption going on all over the world. And I talk to colleagues all over the world, and please share some of your thoughts and suggestions on how do we stay positive and optimistic? Sometimes that can be challenging. And you're such a traveler. So what are the changes in travel that you foresee?
You see, like birds, people like to travel. They cannot घुटन सी है लोगों को एक जगह रहने के लिए. तो मगर ये जो the fear of COVID is the only thing that is holding people back, and we need to see that as soon as possible. Ayurvedic and allopathy medicines, when they are announcing those things, then doctors will get confidence. Once doctors gets confidence, patient will get confidence, the population will get confidence. Number one. Second is, there is a lot of things we can improve in our country that you will be the best judge. You have all of you have traveled around the world. What is that we lack in this country? Roads infrastructure has become much better than what it was in the last 4-5 years. I would say our roads are much better. Transport also has improved. So you will have to come up and say, okay, these are the necessity things, what we see abroad and what we see here. Cleanliness is something else that can put people off. That also with Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, that also has become much better. I think we are moving towards a better environment for tourism to blossom in our country.
Thank you very much, Guruji. And I think one of my biggest takeaways is what are the best practices that we can all bring to the table. That's fantastic. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you so much. Now we have Prashant Pitti, who's our next speaker, and he's the co-founder of a online travel agency called easemytrip.com. Gurudev, he's also a great believer of yoga, so I'm sure he would like to speak something. Prashant, please.
Gurudev ji, it is an immense pleasure and brings me so much of bliss to be able to talk to you directly. Only 2 days ago, I completed my Art of Living Happiness course. I was actually listening to your voice for Sudarshan Kriya just 2 days ago. So I cannot tell you how much.
You enjoyed that program?
Oh, yes, I did. And I'm still following it. I learned the way how to do it on myself. And I've even taught my wife and my mother to follow it. It brings me immense pleasure. Now, Gurudev ji, my question is somewhat related to what you just mentioned. See, only yesterday we celebrated World Yoga Day. Around 17% of American population are active practitioners for yoga and meditation. Now, that's a huge population. We are talking about 60 million people. And yoga and meditation is a gift to the world from India. Everybody understands that the origination is India. Now, what all steps can our country take to bring that level of spiritual tourism to India? Because surely we would need it. You know, post-COVID times, people would want to be more secluded. And that's the kind of seclusion which, a spiritual tourism can bring to them. So what steps would you suggest for us and as a country to follow to get to those numbers which can boost Indian economy and tourism to a great height?
Yeah, there are very many ways to do this. You know, actually 2 billion people participated in yoga yesterday, in the
Yes.
yoga day. 2 billion, nearly 1/3 of world's population
Yes.
are doing yoga, meditation. So we have tremendous possibilities, you know. Like Mongolia, for example, I tell you, Mongolia is the country just above China. You know, 67% of people there are practicing art of living and yoga and meditation, the whole country. Now, there is no direct flight from Mongolia to India. Maybe
Yes.
it was going to start last year, but it has not started now. So when the transportation becomes much better, say suppose you have to go to Kazan in Russia, it's just 2 hours from India if you go direct. But if you have to go to Kazan, you have to go to Frankfurt, you have to go to Moscow. From Moscow, you have to take a flight, another 5 hours. You have to go like this and come. For to go to Siberia in Russia, either you go to Japan and go there, and there are tremendous interest in people there to come to India from Kazakhstan, from Kazan in Russia, from Siberia. You know, our connectivity is quite poor.
Got it.
So one thing is we can do better connectivity to all these nearby places. It will just take 2-3 hours to come the same time zone from India. Those restrictions can be removed, number one. Second is, as I said, we need to have even better infrastructure. And publicity. Abroad, you know, they don't publish the good things from India. They only show garbage just lying, लाशें सब जगह पड़ी हुई है, गंदगी है, लोग बीमार है, और ये स्लम्स है. इस तरह की पिक्चर. मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं, लॉस एंजलिस में 50,000 होमलेस लोग हैं. 50,000 homeless people are in Los Angeles. There is open defecation, there is slums. Bridge के नीचे लोग सोते हैं. It's in such a bad mess. Anyone sees those pictures, nobody want to go there. But they never show such pictures. वहाँ की media played a very big role, very good role to project their countries, to not to project their countries minus points. हमारे देश में क्या करते हैं, हम कहीं एक जगह राइट्स हो जाता, वो ऐसा अनाउंस कर देते हैं, विदेश में लोगों के मन में डर बैठ जाता है, अरे इंडिया, आई डोंट नो. सो एक तो हमें मीडिया में ढंग से प्रोजेक्ट कर. This is also very important. Rest I have already said.
Yes, thank you, Gurudev ji.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to request my Honorary Secretary General TAI, Mr. Bataya Lokesh, to please come in. Lokesh.
Namaskar, Gurudev ji, Puja Gurudev ji. I am from Bangalore. I live very close to your ashram, so I have never been able to meet you so closely, and I thank Jyoti ji to have made this possible. Puja Guruji, their post-COVID lockdown, we need to move with positive mental attitude. We do have a little bit of that, but we would like to request you to give us some technique like you gave the world the pranayama. I have benefited personally from that all my life. You gave Sudarshan this one. Now, is there any simple techniques to strengthen that from within ourselves? Thank you, Guruji.
No, this you do, Sudarshan Kriya and Pranayama if you do. And also I put number of guided meditation for anxiety, for all this. Last 2 months, this is what I've been doing. You know, in the YouTube you can find, and then there is an app, Art of Living app. You can download that app and put the speakers on, and anytime you can find the deep relaxation and find the inner strength. That is there, you know, you can download those apps. And another thing I would like to mention to you is we have also developed a social media app That's Elements, ELYMENTS. You can download this, ELYMENTS. This is a super app in India. It does the work of WhatsApp. You can do video call, you can do phone calls. It's for free. Everybody can download it. It's secure with all the data will remain in India. This is something like WhatsApp. You can do all the work of WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, everything. इसमें हो जाएगा. One app. You can also book your ticket. Soon we will come with that. You can book your tickets through Elements. It will be a payment gateway, and it's going to be released very soon on Guru Purnima on the 5th of August. But you can now download it. It is also going to be a one place shopping also. वहाँ बैठे उसमें shopping भी कर सकते हैं. So everything is super app for India. हमारे सब volunteer ने develop किया है. You will be very happy to know that. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Can we have Vasudha Sondhi, who is also in marketing, and she also does a lot of social work, which we are very proud of her in the industry. Vasudha, would you please come in?
Namaskar, Gurudev. I am indeed honored and blessed to be in your presence. Can you hear me?
Yes, Vasudha ji. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. So, I'm the last one to ask you a question, Gurudev. And one of the big disadvantages is that everyone has possibly asked everything that I want to ask. But for good measure's sake, I'll just go with my question. So basically, what I want to understand from you, Gurudev, you already said that India is the spiritual center of the world. And, with this ongoing pandemic, and there is a lot of despondency, and people are turning to spirituality for solace, and they find it, and then some don't have the patience to go through it. So do you think India can lead people in the world out of this crisis? And how can the tourism industry help spur this?
Mustaji, we're already doing, I have done the program for 1,700 doctors of Latin America just last week. And they have been tremendously benefited. They said they got so much strength, they feel so much better, they're working. And similarly, we are conducting programs throughout the world through webinars and through Zoom calls. And many times, local teachers are also engaged in it. So, world is very much interested, in the knowledge that India can provide them, number one. Second, see, some of the Ayurvedic things that nobody has in the world, like turmeric, which is an antivirus. When you take turmeric with a little pinch of pepper, it works as the best antiviral thing. So turmeric, Ayurvedic ashwagandha is there, and kabasura from Siddha medicines are there. What has happened? We have ignored all these Indian traditional medicines. Now that the research work has started in these things under the Ayush Ministry, see, China's medicine has acceptance world over. In America, if you are a Chinese doctor, your medicine is accepted. But Indian, no. So now this effort is being done to make people accept our system also. Now, to conclude, I will say there are 7 areas that India really shines, and the tourist and travel industry can be proud and promote this. Also, the government can promote this. Number 1 is the pilgrim places of India. We have the most ancient monuments, which like nowhere else in the world. And these monuments whether it is Madurai temple or Tanjavur temple or Jagannath or Dwarka temples. These are our Somnath temple. People would love to see these places. We have such spiritual places which can bring the world to us, number one. Second is spiritual practices, ashrams and practices which anyway people are anyway coming. That is something India can be proud of. Third is our IT industry. IT industry being strong here, and then there is more, encouragement for them, then we can stop people from going to America and working, rather work from India only. And the fourth thing is our garments. Nowhere else in the world have so many variety of garments. That is something. And then food. We have so many type of food. 57,000 type varieties of व्यंजन हमारे देश में बनते हैं. But people have not known this. If you go to Italy, you will get only 4, 5, 6, or at the most 10 types. In India, you get 57,000 types of dishes. Nobody has encashed this aspect of our cuisine, number one. Third is our jewelry. Next one is our jewelry. Jewelry and garments, you can put them together. Yeah. So like this, we have 7 areas that India can really promote and bring in people. Ayurveda is one of the things. Bring back tourists to our country. Yeah.
Fabulous. That's such a good answer, Gurudev. And Ms. Rupinder Brar is also there from the Ministry of Tourism. I'm sure even she's heard you with these points. And so I take that away that I think India should promote maybe slow tourism, and that's how we can lead people out of this crisis. Thank you, Guru.
Adaraniya Guruji, Sadar Pranam. Thank you for enlightening us today. We really feel blessed that you've enlightened us through your preachings that you had guided us right now. And like it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We are trying and we are making our efforts, but we don't see the results as of now. We are going to take away from you from here today what you guide us in terms of the expectations, the energy flow, what you talk about the Indian history, Indian culture, the food, whatever India has got, to try and promote that. But we are stuck as of now because of the COVID situation. And to move forward, we will seek your guidance once again to see how we can nurture the trade, our colleagues in the association, to work a way forward. Thank you very much, Guruji, for opening certain doors for us in terms of the situation today, and this will give us a great inspiration to work forward. On behalf of TAI, we would like to thank His Holiness Adarniya Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji for participating in this webinar and giving his valuable insight to us. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Gurudev ji. But this time was very less for us. Please, we would like some more time in a longer way so we can even talk about our souls and not only travel and tourism. We look forward to that interaction with you. Thank you for blessing me on this auspicious day. It was my blessing.
Once again, happy birthday to you. Once again.
Thank you so much.
Blessings for your birthday. And to everybody, bye. Namaskar.
Thank you
Namaskar.
so much.
Namaskar.
We will have a meditation session for around 15 minutes. So please.
Yeah. Now we will have a meditation.